sir, from the upcoming. Such a pleasure to speak to you today. Could you just kick off with a brief intro? What can viewers expect from this incredible film, and in particular from your character?
From the film, intensity, darkness, and drama. From my character, heartfelt moments, emotions, and passion. Yeah.
Very, very succinct. I love that. I mean, when a series is so well loved, like Luther, there's always that sense of pressure of where's it going to go next? Was it going to be another season? Was it going to be a film? I mean, fans aren't going to be disappointed. But did you feel that sense of pressure?
Yes, but I feel for a very different reason. Just to be in a project obviously that has been around for a while and a lot of people are major fans of, and then to be in a project with someone as big as Idris, for me that was pressure enough.
And what do you think it was about this character that has just kept people absolutely hooked on the story, and particularly about Idris? He seems endlessly watchable.
I think it's because Luther does. Luther does what people wish they could do in the sense of justice. He might not go about it in a legal sense, but I feel like there's that part of us that just wishes things were right, if that makes sense, without sounding too dark.
And him as an actor, I mean, he seemed to have been such a trailblazer and just gone from strength to strength. And it feels like in the time that he's been a leading man, opportunities have also opened up on screen for people of colour. So do you think that we're seeing a shift, and is he one of the forefronts of those changes?
Definitely. I feel like he's inspiring the next generation of actors to follow in his footsteps, to create more opportunities for those who are coming behind them. And yeah, I feel like the change is a very, very deserving change is coming within the industry. And yeah.
And of course, this film has no shortage of dark stuff that it's leaning into. When you first read that script, did it make you squirm? And what do you think it is about being faced with perhaps the darker aspects of human nature, which can be slightly cathartic in some way, perhaps?
That's a very, very good question. I feel like everyone's got that dark side in them, and I feel like the character alone represents that darkness that kind of sits within all of us. That's a very hard question.
Well, there was one line in it which says, the fear of shame is perhaps more powerful than fear of death. And in this era where social media, the internet, cancel culture is so strong, maybe this is an extreme example, but there's an element of truth in that.
Oh yeah, big time. I feel like that's very, very representative of what's actually happening now. I wouldn't even say that it's extreme in this. I feel like that's quite an accurate take on the way that social media is being used. Not even just social media, what is it, like Alexa and what's the Google one called? Or is it just Google Box? The way that there's always ears listening, and it's quite scary, isn't it?
And Andy Circus, who knew he would make such an apt villain? I mean, you knew. I think his hair maybe was inspired by 80s George Michael or something. But, what was it like seeing him really take on that character and play it so well?
Well, I looked forward to meeting him for so long. So luckily, we got to meet out of character and in character. And the only thing I'd say I'm gutted about is that our characters aren't aligned in their journeys. And we actually are against each other. But him as a person, lovely, amazing guy.
And of course, it's very much set in London, and in terms of locations. And I always feel that sense of pride seeing the city on screen. And how does it feel to be part of that, and also to be here for the premiere? It seems very apt.
I wasn't expecting to be here, so it's like just be here alone. It's like a blessing. Because we got to film in Piccadilly Circus at one night, and it was just like we shut down Piccadilly Circus, and it was just I couldn't believe that I was even stood in Piccadilly Circus, shut down in the middle of the night. It was insane. It was insane. Blessing to have the premiere right here in our hometown. I feel so lucky.
Did you have a favourite moment in the making of it, or a favourite moment you can't wait for people to see?
Because it's in the trailer, I can say this. I loved running down the street with Cynthia. I absolutely loved that bit. It was amazing. Yeah.
And can you quickly tell us what we can look out for you in next?
So I will be in the Hunger Games, which comes out November 17th this year. Yes.
Oh my gosh, it was like nerve-wracking. Like that's someone that I've watched when I was young. So to be in the scene with someone I look up to was just an incredible experience.
I think he's like intentional with his performance. Like he knows precisely what he's doing and he's deliberate with every action that he makes. Like perfect casting.